No Padre in the team's history has burst into the big leagues with his combination of youth, energy, confidence, style, skill, and pure joy.
You think this kid loves to play this game of baseball?
With dreadlocks flying, a smile that brightens the ballpark, and the glee of a kid doing what he loves best, Fernando Tatis Jr. has become one of baseball's most electric talents in a very short time.
Unbelievable. That's incredible.
Or maybe not that short of a time, because he was born into the game. His father, Fernando Sr., made Major League history. Now Fernando Jr. seems destined to rewrite some records himself.
Fernando Tatis Jr. takes it out of the yard.
We venture to the Dominican Republic to learn what made him who he is and what inspires him to go, and go.
Fernando Tatis Jr., San Pedro de Macoris, República Dominicana.
San Pedro de Macoris in the Dominican Republic is a city of roughly 195,000 people. In comparison to its size, it has produced an unusually large number of major league players, roughly 100 and counting. Current players in the big leagues who hail from here include Robinson Cano. And at least for now, its most famous major leaguer is Sammy Sosa. Former big leaguer Fernando Tatis Sr. and his son, Fernando Jr., were also born and raised here.
We grew up seeing baseball. We see it all over the place. And everywhere you see kids play baseball without glove, just in a stick and a ball.
This is the main thing, because families, us as players see opportunity, a chance, how we can become a better of ourselves or a better person, how we can help our family, opportunity.
We just play in the morning, in the afternoon, and night. We love baseball.
When Fernando Jr. was just 3 months old, his father made Major League history.
Grand slam. Woo! We see who powered that one. A grand slam home run, and the Cardinals lead it 4-2. The runners go 3-2 to Tatis. Swing and a long one. There it is, folks. Baseball history. A second grand slam home run for Fernando Tatis in the third inning in Los Angeles, California, and the Cardinals lead it 11-2. Wow. Wow. Get those record books out, folks.
Fernando Tatis Sr. is still the only player in Major League history to hit 2 grand slams in the same inning.
And the fans here at Dodger Stadium are giving him a standing ovation.
He played in the big leagues from 1997 to 2010. So he knew talent when he saw it. And he had an inkling the first time Fernando Jr. showed interest in the game.
As soon as I saw him grabbing the bat and hitting the ball, the way that he was hitting the ball and the way that he was swinging bats, I say, he might get a chance.
Él desde chiquito ama el béisbol. Y eso no fue algo que en mi casa se le impuso, sino que él siempre amó el béisbol. Siempre que yo lo llevaba a una juguetería, su primera opción de juguete era un bate, un guante y una pelota. Yo le decía, Bebo, pero ya tú tienes guante, bate y pelota, pero este no, mami, este es diferente.
Surrounded by the game and soon immersed in it, young Fernando got to the baseball field at every opportunity.
He always told me, take me to the field. Let's go hit that, let's go hit. He just loved to hit.
O sea, los días que él se levantaba más temprano, eran los días donde tenía que ir a jugar. A diferencia de cuando tenía que ir al colegio, que yo lo tenía que despertar. Los días de béisbol, él me despertaba a mí.
When we put it like in the Little League, and he started playing, that's when I realized that he's going to be special. He loved to play every weekend. So that's when I was realized that he had the ability to make it to the big league.
The fields on which he played were not pristine. In fact, some weren't even fields.
When I was a kid, I played kind of everywhere. We used to play in a farm or, you know, on something we can call a baseball field. Or we played a couple times in a parking lot too. So it was where we played baseball. When they asked me that question, I said everywhere.
Pascual Medina, a friend of the Tatis family, began teaching Fernando Jr. physical training techniques very early on.
Bueno, Fernando Tatis lo conozco yo desde los 9 años de edad, que me lo llevó el papá al gimnasio. Me impresioné al verlo porque era un muchacho muy delgado y pensé, este muchacho no va a llegar. Pero cuando lo vi trabajando me di cuenta del deseo, la voluntad, la fuerza que tiene y el deseo, y era impresionante.
While Fernando clearly inherited some skills from his father, his outgoing personality comes from his mother.
My #1 fan, I would say it that way. But, you know, Mom is a person that loves to laugh. She, you know, loves to have a good time, make jokes, make pranks. So I think that's why I am the same way, because of her.
Despite being away from home playing baseball for more than half of each year, Fernando Sr. made it a priority to stay in touch.
We be in the phone every single day. We be FaceTiming, or, you know, every time we have a chance, like a long weekend or spring break, summer, we always used to take a flight and go see Pops, see play, and spend family quality time.
Fernando Sr. played in 11 big league seasons. His best was 1999 with the St. Louis Cardinals when he hit 34 homers and drove in 107 runs. Later in his career, Fernando Jr. was a regular in the clubhouse.
When I was a kid, my dad used to take me to Montreal. He used to bring me in with the Mets. You know, I can see how it's about. I always used to see the players talking, like before the game when we were playing, joking around, playing cards, and I got a little bit of a taste when I was a little kid of a big league clubhouse.
Padres general manager A.J. Preller saw the younger Tatis for the first time at a camp put on by the Texas Rangers. Preller was working for the Rangers at the time.
Right before he turned 15 years old. Actually, the same workout. I think Vladdy Guerrero Jr. was at that workout, and a couple other guys that have since gone on to do really well in pro baseball. But yeah, that was the first time I saw Fernando, and he was, you know, I think the things that stood out, he was a very instinctive player, and you could tell he was very smart for the game.
In July of 2015, at 16 years old, Tatis Jr. signed with the Chicago White Sox. He would not be with them for very long. Coming up, how he became a Padre and what ranks as one of the best trades in the team's history, as we shine the spotlight on shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr.
Spotlight, Fernando Tatis Jr., brought to you by Jack in the Box, proud partner of the San Diego Padres.
In June of 2016, the Chicago White Sox reached out to Padres general manager A.J. Preller in search of a veteran pitcher to bolster their staff.
They were, you know, looking to win the AL Central. They had interest in adding, you know, a veteran pitcher to go into their rotation and help them for that season. And Rick Hahn, the White Sox GM, had reached out and talked about James Shields. He was off to a good start with us in the 2016 season. We had gone back and forth for, you know, a couple of weeks basically. And I think the number one thing with Fernando, with Tatis, he was the you know, the priority guy for us.
Fernando Jr. was surprised and a bit disappointed.
I was the new kid in the White Sox. I met everybody. I was, you know, taking a pretty good ride with them and just getting traded to San Diego. I'm the new guy again. I got to meet everyone.
Él me informó un poquito de la tristeza que tenía por el cambio, porque quería seguir luchando ahí. Pero yo le decía, oye, donde te mande Dios, es que Dios te va a dar la capacidad para llegar lejos. Tú no sabes si tu oportunidad está en San Diego. Y Dios escuchó, parece que la oración, y San Diego fue su oportunidad. Tanto así que ya se están dejando ver los resultados.
Tatis felt better when he learned he had been traded for a widely respected player in James Shields. but he felt a little pressure as well.
I was like, oh God, I better be good then. I better become a superstar or something like that.
They getting what they want. You know, they're looking for a good pitcher, so they get what they want, but they don't know exactly what they lost.
It's easy to see now that the White Sox loss has been a huge Padres gain. Fernando Jr. would report to rookie ball, then to low-A Tri-Cities. He'd finish that 2016 season that fall at instructionals at the Padres spring training site in Peoria.
From day one, he was a guy just letting him know how excited we were to make the deal. I think in his case, just letting him know, just be comfortable, be himself, and go out and just focus every single day on getting better. And you get traded for not just a major leaguer, but a guy that's been an all-star pitcher. It's kind of the key component. We wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to put pressure on himself, and then really getting to see him every single day. I think our coaches starts. He's very comfortable in his own skin, and he's that was not going to be an issue and a problem, and then just let his ability take off.
Right away, I saw the trust that he put on me and the player that he saw in me. So I just immediately just try to rise to the occasion and become a better version of myself every single day.
His great speed and athleticism raised questions regarding whether Tatis should be moved from shortstop to the outfield. Just 17 years old, but mature beyond his years, he handled that question like a veteran when asked in the fall of 2016.
Shortstop, I think I can play center field too, but my dad teach me play all the way around, so actually I don't have any issues, but I would say stay in the middle of the field, having control of the game, so shortstop and center field would be great.
At the time, Tatis hadn't shown much power, but he and the Padres were confident that as he grew, there was power in his future.
It's gonna get way better, so we're gonna have some fun with it.
The teenager had a message for San Diego fans. It was a bold prediction, but 4 years later, one that came true.
I always want to have fun, so when I get there, it's gonna be a very fun time.
First, though, he battled the challenges of minor league life in places far from home.
I'm always have been a big family guy, so every time I'm out there and I'm away from home, I get homesick real quick, and when I'm away from home, that's the big deal for me.
Tatis Jr. never brought his homesickness to the field, and as predicted, his power improved. In 2017 at Single-A Fort Wayne, that became apparent.
Tatis drives it deep to left center. It's gone, and it's a record. In the franchise's 25th season, the 18-year-old becomes the first player to hit more than 20 home runs in a season.
In 2018, Fernando was called to Double-A San Antonio. In April, he hit just 177. His critics wondered if he had topped out.
When all the noise came out, oh, he's only hitting one, whatever, and people started doubting about me, I like it. I remember my hitting coach, he was a little bit panicked, and I just tapped on his shoulder, hey, remember, we can't go lower from now. Now we just gotta go to the top. So immediately that day it just started happening.
Indeed it did. Tatis hit .336 in May, .330 in June, and .295 in July.
That is high, that is deep, and that is on the way to Grandma's house.
But his season ended due to an injury to his thumb suffered on an attempted steal of second base. Although his season was over, his workouts were not. Following surgery, he was right back at the Padres spring training site, on the treadmill, preparing for the next time he'd get on the field. That next time would be in the Dominican Winter League, playing for his hometown Estrellas Orientales. This was the first pitch he saw in a live game following the thumb injury. He was off to a great start, and after years of losing, they were winning. But Fernando admitted playing there was challenging.
Because playing in front of the people that saw me grow, playing for my hometown, and playing from the team that I grew up, I got more pressure for that.
Add to that, his father, Fernando Sr., was the team's manager.
I tell those guys, we're here to win. It's not gonna happen like every year. We're here to win. If any of you guys don't believe that we're gonna win, there's the door. Go home.
The Tatis' hometown team hadn't won the league title since 1968. In the semifinals, Fernando's walk-off homer helped them earn a trip to the finals.
Se acabó el juego, amigos. Ganaron las estrellas. Brillan.
And the celebration continued as they won the Dominican League Championship for the first time in 51 years.
Victoria para las Estrellas Orientales, que son los nuevos campeones del béisbol invernal de la República Dominicana.
The celebration in one of the world's hotbeds of baseball continued for days.
It was a dream come true. It was amazing. I think we bring life again to our hometown. You can see people after we won on the street together and just celebrating.
Finally happened. My heart just started jumping, and we really did it. And I'm never gonna forget the moment.
Coming up, with Fernando Tatis Jr. heading to big league camp, there would be more unforgettable moments ahead. We'll be right back. Soon after his victory in the Dominican League Championship, Fernando Tatis Jr. reported to Padres big league camp for spring training. Although he hadn't played above Double-A, and he had just turned 20 years old, some said he had an outside chance to make the big league team.
Winning a championship for my hometown was very fun. Breaking the 51 years without winning, it was very special.
You grew up as a man because you were playing with men, and is that what?
Yeah, over there I was the youngest kid as usual, but every time it's a new experience. There was different time with every different players over there, and it was very fun.
Coming into this camp, your second big league camp, how different does this feel? What's your approach this year?
Same thing as always. Come here and play baseball, do what I know what to do, and just keep having fun as always.
His fun continued throughout the spring of 2019, but as spring training was nearing its end, he still didn't know if he'd made the team. On the Padres' final spring training trip, Fernando was given the word that he was a major leaguer.
I just remember all those days I was a kid growing up, and all those memories came back when I was working hard with my friends out here in the DR, and all the minor league process and all that stuff just clinched. And as soon as I got out of the office, just called my mom and to buy a flight. We're going to San Diego.
There was plenty of emotion on the other end of the phone.
Everybody started crying. Everybody was just happy, and it was a great time. It brought my family, and that was the key for us.
Tatis headed to San Diego for opening day of 2019 as the youngest member of the Padres.
He born when I was playing in the big league, so most of the baseball that he see is a big league show. And his mind is here. His mind is not in the minor league. His mind is here. I think that's why he's grow up so fast, and his development coming fast because of the good baseball that he see.
Before Fernando Jr.'s big league debut at Petco Park on opening day of 2019, Dad had just one more bit of advice.
To stay at this level, you have to prove that you belong here. So, in your mind, you gotta prove to yourself and to the fan and to the baseball that you belong to here. So, that's what I told him.
He was quickly embraced by the Friar faithful.
Well, for the first time in the major leagues, Fernando Tatis Jr. is coming to the plate for his first major league at-bat.
Hitting sixth in the lineup, Fernando Jr. came up for his first at-bat in the bottom of the second, facing the Giants' Madison Bumgarner.
On the ground and into left field, a base hit. First major league hit for Fernando Tatis Jr. in his first debut.
I think I want to run right next to him. It was a great feeling, you know, especially the support the fans gave it to him and all the applause, and it was amazing. You might take 20 at bat without hits, so your mind is gonna go crazy. You know, get the first one out of your way, you're good to go.
Having veteran third baseman Manny Machado playing next to him helped in a number of ways. Manny could relate because he made it to the big leagues at just 19 years old. So on and off the diamond, they talked.
I would say a lot. You know, it's a guy that have won Gold Glove, has been a long and successful career. So I feel when you see guys like that, you should always talk to them, always approach to them, and tell them to feel free to tell you anything they feel is going to help you or to get better.
When you get here firsthand and you see how athletic he is and how he moves and how easy the game comes to him, and you know, those are things that you don't realize as you're on the other side, but now you're playing and you see it day in, day out.
When I see him in third base, I'm in shortstop, I'll always tell to myself I need to rise to this level. And you know, you're always trying to get pumped up because you see, you know, a guy that you used to see on TV playing that good, and a couple years later you're playing like right next to him. You're just trying to get to this level and trying to do as better as you can.
As the season went on, you know, you could just see the improvement of a young kid who came in here very raw, just very talented, knowing the game, and you know, started exceeding at the plate. You know, there was a big thing that they were talking about was, oh, he strikes out and he can't be able to hit in the big leagues, and here he goes and he's hitting 300, 330, whatever it was, and he's doing things on the base paths that other people don't do. So, you know, those are things that it's impressive to watch.
Together, the student and teacher quickly grew into one of the best left sides of the infield in baseball, and their chemistry grew.
And just trying to have fun at the same time. You know, I feel like it's a great interaction when you have a teammate like that, and just stuff like that, I feel like it keeps the game alive.
Their good-natured competition shows. Each time one of them makes a great play. But even Manny had to appreciate the gem, now known as Air Tatis.
Softly lined and caught by Tatis! Come on! Who makes that play? Get up there! That's extension. Kid's got some ups.
He just tipped the cap on that one. You know, it was like, okay, you got that one. I think that's the only one he gave me full credit on it.
Tatis Jr. and Machado could be a long-term foundation for success.
Us playing winning baseball here in the short term and you know, over the course of the next decade, you know, involves the two of those guys playing at a high level together.
At the ballpark, Fernando is a fountain of joy. He's already captured a fan following because you can't miss his hustle or his happiness. The smiles come from being a rising star in the game he has loved for as long as he can remember.
I'm just trying to bring some good vibe, you know, trying to bring everybody a smile. I feel that way everybody can have a better moment, or it's easier when you see a person that is always smiling. I feel like it's always easier, you can approach to them. So I'm always trying to bring that kind of energy, and then just trying to bring a good time to every single one.
Teammates have become fans as well. Chris Paddock was with Fernando at times in the minor leagues, so he's had a front row seat to Fernando's show for a couple of years now.
Yeah, a few years ago, when I got the opportunity to play, you know, play in front of him, it was he's the best that I've ever seen at that position.
Tatis would suffer a hamstring injury which canceled his bid for Rookie of the Year. Even he wondered how he'd bounce back. But when he returned and excelled, he knew he belonged in the big leagues.
I'll say after I came back from my first injury, after the hamstring, and I was hitting exactly 300, and you know, people started arguing if I could have stayed that way or I was going to, you know, get beat down and just be like a 240 hitter. But after 2 weeks, I saw myself, I could stay at the level and got even better every single day. And that's when I realized, okay, I'm here to stay.
Fernando's a guy that, you know, can really, from a tool standpoint, can do anything you want to see on the field and just, you know, basically enforces his will on the game.
He had hurt his thumb in the minors, and his hamstring in his rookie season. So there were rumblings that maybe Tatis should play with a little less reckless abandon. But that's just not going to happen.
You know, in this game, injuries, they're gonna happen. It's part of the game, but you know, when I got injured, people told me, oh, you better be careful next time or slow down a little bit. And I was like, nah, I'm just gonna keep being myself. And as soon as I got better, I forgot a minute about the injured and started playing baseball the same way.
Tatis gonna try and score, and he is in safely.
I'm just trying to bring, you know, all the heat I got, and every time I'm out there, just trying to bring 110% of myself every single time.
You may have noticed that Fernando Tatis Jr. often has a splash of pink as part of his uniform. It's a tip of the cap to his mother.
Porque ese es mi color favorito. Bueno, ya pudiera decir que el color nuestro favorito. Él desde pequeño me veía que yo usaba muchas cosas rosadas y en la casa también. Identificó que ese era mi color favorito. Yo le ponía a ellos también ropa, camisas rosadas, t-shirts rosados. Y él lo adquirió también como su color favorito. Él me dice que cuando él lleva algo rosado puesto, él me siente cerca.
No, siempre le he dicho que muchas gracias, que gracias por ser como ella es, por ser mi mami, por todo lo que ha hecho, por el camino que me ha traído, por el amor que me ha demostrado y que me tiene y que, o sea, por todo el trabajo que ha hecho.
Coming up, Fernando lets us in on his off-season routine at home in the Dominican Republic as Spotlight El Niño de San Pedro continues.
And Tatis going to try and come home and score. Unbelievable. The kid is absolutely electric.
How about Tatis Jr. diving head first?
Fans and teammates now know they have a good chance of seeing something spectacular each time Fernando Tatis Jr. reaches base.
And safe at the plate is Tatis.
He plays the game like a kid. You know, he has fun with it. You know, when's the last time you heard someone tag up from third on an infield pop-up twice in a season?
All in the last week and a half or so, we have seen the guy score from second on a ground ball, score from third on a ground ball to the pitcher, and now tag up and score on a pop-up just beyond the infield dirt.
I mean, he's a spark plug.
And he is in safely.
You know, it's not just running, you know, haphazardly or taking advantage of his speed. He's got a game plan behind it. There's a rhyme or reason. He's watching the game. He's very instinctive. He's got great feel for what defenders are trying to do.
Fernando Tatis Jr., and he did!
It's Matrix.
I think that enables him to utilize his speed in a way that was a real weapon for us last year. It's a very unique aspect for him as a player.
On second, no, he's going to try for third. Throw to third is laid, and Tatis Jr. is 90 feet away.
Tatis to second, and he's going to keep going. Throw to third, not going to get it.
I think that was really exciting for you know, the baseball world to see last year.
It's clear Fernando has a big league sense of fashion in the way that he dresses and styles his hair.
Vamos a realizar un medium fade. Hacemos un ángulo como de curvatura, porque el corte es un mohawk. Un estilo bien underground, juvenil.
Underground.
Yeah. Yo le digo, vamos allá, y hay días que él me dice, haz lo que tú quieras.
Como apretarlo. Como una vez cada mes y medio o 2 meses. Tengo casi 3 años sin recortarme. ¿Cuántas dread? Como 84, ¿no son?
84 dread.
Of all the beautiful places in his hometown, one stands out as the favorite of Fernando Tatis Jr.
Malecón. Yeah, you know, it's a place in front of the ocean or the beach, how you can call it, and where people go dancing, enjoy themselves, have like a family or friend time, and there's just music out there everywhere.
Whenever he gets the chance, Fernando heads to his favorite spot, where he knows there will be friends and plenty of coconut water.
Saludo allá a los muchachos del barrio, que yo no sé cuándo lo vuelvo a ver.
There's good food, so it's kind of a good place you can go out there.
Another pastime of Tatis Jr.'s is sharing his adventures on social media. He has nearly 450,000 Instagram followers. He's not shy about showing them what he's up to. According to Fernando, he's the best dancer on the team. He tried to prove that in one of his Instagram posts. After seeing Fernando dance on Instagram, his mentor had some advice.
Stay away from social media. Stay away from social. Stop posting.
Fernando also likes to check out the local basketball gym. He loves to play, but for now, he just watches. The gym is a social gathering place to watch some hoops, catch up with friends, and just be one of the guys.
Hey, camino!
Although he doesn't get into the games and risk injury. When the competition ends, Fernando puts on quite an athletic show. Coming up, Fernando takes us into the gym for his grueling off-season workout. And he explains how his puppies have helped his career. That's next, as the spotlight shines on Padres shortstop Fernando Tatis Jr.
It. Big man, you can sight it. Big man, you can fight it. But the Lord knows it ain't wise if you try it. I'm not fighting this to the grandkids, not just cause you're fighting with a dime miss. My lines that were firing like a 9 is. Hear them sirens, why? Cause a short line is. I'm not fighting with the height is. Cause you're fine on the mic and they never like this. 6'4", you can try, cannot oversight this. Young OG, here I be that. You can find me where the P's at. Or around back to girl, cause you know I need that. I'm the maddest of the baddest, where a brother gets to rage, you know I'm savage. Always need something to kill, you know it's habit. Though a brother got a lot, no I don't have it. If you chat ish, then the fact is that you will hold a slap, man, and let it fly. If not that, then at least you would get a flag kick. No point, so brother, man, I would've tried it.
Welcome back. In his first season in the big leagues, Fernando Tatis Jr. was nothing short of spectacular.
This one, loop to left center, up goes Tatis, and he'll make the catch! How about that, Fernando Tatis Jr.? An acrobatic, spectacular catch! Softly lined and caught by Tatis! Up into the air!
Kid's got some skills, yo.
Fernando Tatis Jr. adds rigorous workouts in order to stay at the top of his game.
8, 9, ya.
His trainer since childhood, Pascual Medina, keeps Tatis moving.
Las trabajamos. Generalmente en el cuerpo de él trabajamos mucho las piernas, porque él es una persona muy joven, de mucha velocidad, y trabajamos mucho con la pierna para poder fortalecer y haga menos lesiones. Ya que tuvo lesión una vez en el hamstring, no ha vuelto a reincidir, y eso nos da alegría de que el trabajo está funcionando. Ya.
I do a little bit of everything, or either on the beach, or in the gym, or in the track, or getting massage to my body, and the food is a really big part of it, and just taking care of rest is what it has been about.
Okay.
Fernando's favorite current major leaguer was also raised here and works out at the same gym in the off-season.
Robinson Cano, I always said that because he's the hero of our hometown, one of the main heroes, and just the way he held our hometown, and just the way he managed himself, and the way he played the game, and the way he has helped me means a lot to me and to my family and my hometown.
You got that? Yeah.
When he's not at the gym, you'll find Fernando at his office, the local batting cages. There isn't any goofing around or wasted time. It seems in this environment, Fernando keeps his game face on. After hitting, it's out to the field to work on defense.
A mitad de temporada tú me ves así.
By this time, Fernando has expended enough energy for one day. So he heads home to his 2 kids, his puppies. Both are named after characters from Disney's The Lion King.
Cocker Spaniel is Nala. The other one is Australian Shepherd miniature, is Pumbaa.
Tatis got the dogs when he was recovering from his hamstring injury. He was a bit down at the time, and the little ones helped.
So I was a little bit laid down, I was kind of feeling bad with myself, because it was with a second injury. I know I was not going to play it more than a year. So it was kind of a rough time for me, and when they came in, they just totally just make me forget about that stuff. Pumbaa's the crazy one. He likes running, jumping, licking, and he's always active. Nala's more like, she comes to you and like, yeah, I just want to sleep with you and stay chill and relax all the time. We always go to the beach and we start running around. We see more people, more dogs, and we just go out there to have a good time. Especially when they're that young, it's been kind of stressful because they kind of hard to behave, but every time when I'm with them, I feel like I'm getting away from everything and spending time with my dogs.
Coming up, a look ahead including some big goals for the future as the spotlight shines on Fernando Tatis Jr.
Spotlight, Fernando Tatis Jr., brought to you by Jack in the Box, proud partner of the San Diego Padres.
Fernando Tatis Jr. often takes time for fans. His look is catching on.
It's really cool to see the little Tatis wigs and the little dreadlocks that the kids are wearing. That means something. That means that, not only is he a good player, but he's a good guy. And that's, at the end of the day, it's how you represent yourself off the field. And, he's very professional on and off the field.
As a youngster in San Pedro, Fernando longed for the days when he'd get to go to the big league ballparks with his father. Now Fernando Jr. is the one away from home. But he and his father speak often, mostly about baseball.
You gotta learn how to hit the ball to right field, to the middle, and to the left field. So you gotta use the whole field. That's something that we talk about every day.
The Tatis family has twice overcome the challenges that baseball life creates, and they have remained close.
Yo diría que lo ha hecho crecer en una línea de apoyo es su familia. Una familia cristiana, una familia con un concepto amplio de lo que es la educación, de lo que es el respeto, de lo que es comportarse delante de las personas, una dedicación, personas estudiosas. Eso lo ha ayudado bastante a ser lo que él es hoy.
Agradecido de Dios, de que me ha dado una mamá y una papá que siempre ha estado encima de mí, que me han traído por el buen camino y que sin importar que me han dado el apoyo, siempre ha estado ahí en cada situación para traerme por un buen camino.
Yo simplemente estaba viendo a mi hijo haciendo lo que le gustaba y me disfrutaba eso, igual que siempre.
The man who foresaw his son in the big leagues soon after his child picked up a bat has a new vision for the future.
Playing 20 years in the big league, that's what we're looking for. You know, playing every day. If he can make it to the Hall of Famer, let's do it. Why not? Let's go forward. You know, that's what he got in his mind.
Fernando Tatis Jr. plays with unrelenting hustle and electricity that can be felt even in the dugout.
Tatis, who gets up and throws to first in time.
There's so much positive. There's so much, he brings so much energy. He's always smiling, always happy.
He brings energy. He brought energy to our club last year. He brings energy to our organization. And I think that's because you could just, see the genuine passion and love he has for the game of baseball every day when he's on the field. He truly enjoys it, and I think that comes through to all of our players, and I think it clearly came through to San Diego last year watching him on the field.
I always remember this is a game. This is the game I always wanted to play since I was a kid, and I just keep it in that way, that it's only a game.
I'm very honored to call him a teammate, and hopefully we'll be able to play with each other for the next, 10 years.
If you want to be a Hall of Famer, now's the time to put it in your heads. Only the greatest get there. So, and you have the talent to get there. Just go forward.
There's no question, Tatis is an all-star caliber player. But he and the experts think that he'll get even better.
And you just see the potential that he has and how much more he could grow, and the things that he does is just come natural to him.
Natural is the perfect word, because it's just in his nature to play baseball and have fun. Always has been.
It's only a game. So every time I go to the park, every time I go to the field, I'm just coming over to have fun and do what I know what to do.